Hey, how you doing? Let me whisper in your ear, tell you something that you might want to hear. Those are infamous lyrics that have haunted me for, oh good God, years of my life. Since The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. I was going to go see it with my buddy Salazar, and he leaned over in the back seat and whispered those words in my ear and then pressed play, and it started playing throughout the whole car. I hate Ariana Grande, so the fact that he incepted me like that is quite unfortunate, but he's like a dad and in stupid good shape now, so I'm sure he's fine. I guess the secret to fitness and happiness is just Ariana Grande. That's a sacrifice I'm not willing to make. I'm sorry. I just have standards. Anyway, why am I talking about this? Well, this is an off-topic snippet where things still get off topic, but it's a little bit more focused. It's basically just me rambling without a co-host. It's a little bit more time savvy, a little shorter. So I hope you're okay with that. Anyway, this is about military uniforms. And before I go into that, this is actually a sort of audio adaptation of an article I wrote. One of the first articles I ever wrote. I was inspired by the woman who I'm now married to start doing all of that. You now have to suffer with my voice as though it is audio cancer spreading throughout the internet because she encouraged me to express myself like a digital exorcism to get my opinions and ideas out of my mind and my soul and my heart. And now the whole world has to pay the price. Anyway, I originally wrote this, and I sort of fact-checked it through my buddy Felix, who I was in the military with. He was still in at the time. I already got out, and I want to give him a shout-out for being a wedding photographer for me. That was super rad. Showed up to my wedding, took a couple photos, I believe. We did some like little skits while people were taking their photos, and he got video of the whole thing, so I appreciate that. Weird seeing him with hair, very stylish. And I remember watching basically every one of the bridesmaids basically undressing him with their eyes. So, I mean, congratulations. Good for you, man. Good for you. It's nice seeing Chris, a guy who I've seen naked more than I think I've seen just about anyone else. Yeah, no, more than I've seen my wife naked. And that's an algorithm that I would like to fix in my head. Memories I'd like to forget. We had a rule where if I was out for the day and he was off, he could be naked in the common area of our barracks. But if I was there, no one could be, like we were both there, we couldn't be. But if he was gone and I was there, I could be naked. We had a rule, you don't sit on the chairs, you don't sit in any of the common area stuff while in the nude. Them's the rules. I assume he followed it. I didn't install a nanny cam, and now I'm wondering if some of the food I ate had some of his butt on it, and I'm a little worried. So I'm going to retract a little bit of my thanks for showing up, but it was nice to see you again. Me and him have matching tattoos on our ankles, but there's a third in that. Scotty 3 Chains, one of the whitest kids you know who's not part of the whitest kids you know. He is also happily married. He beat me to the punch. Good to see you again, buddy. My evil twin, nice to see him. My Aryan brother in arms. That sounded worse than I intended. I meant that we had been in the military together and that he happens to look like Captain America. I don't think he's racist. I'm scanning back through his tattoos I've seen. I think, yeah, no. Tattoos imply that he's not. There's lots of inclusive tattoos. You're good. Big fan of the Nuka-Cola tattoo, by the way. Just as an aside for you. Anyway, also saw my buddy Shanda. Dude was sort of El Jefe of Felix's vehicle. Wow, that could really sound like a euphemism. How about that? Anyway, nice seeing him again. The guy who I think looks closest to like a time capsule version of the version I remembered. Chris looked different, Scott looked different, Felix looked different, I looked different. Shayna looked the same. So good for you, man. You definitely married up, dude. So congratulations to you for scoring that. I mean, she is a smart lady, and I'm jealous of your dogs. Someday, I hope to get there. But, you know, first I need to have a yard, so small steps. And just shout out for the dudes that made the trip out there. It was a small wedding. It was nice seeing you guys again. And I don't know what this whole farmer thing you guys keep talking about in group messages are, but I'm too scared to ask. Anyway, military uniforms. They're in movies, they're in TV shows, they're in cartoons, they're on action figures, and they're rarely correct. Why is that, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked that, listener. I don't know. I have theories, though. I think that basically some people got it wrong. It is a little bit confusing to put a military uniform together, and no one's ever cared to correct it. And, I mean, why would you? I mean, well, what's the point if no one can call you out on it? The percentage of people in the military is very small. The people in that percentage who actually care about the uniform is slightly less, and the people who are going to be angry enough to call you out on it online or in person are, I would imagine, even smaller. But guess what? I'm still doing it. So I'm just going to hit the big obvious ones from TV shows. Patrol cap. It's what the hat's called. It's not supposed to be worn like a baseball cap. It's pretty simple. It's not supposed to be slouched on the back of your skull. You don't wear it to the side like you're the Fresh Prince. You don't wear it backwards like you're a cool kid. You wear it forward like you're depressed. You're on your third marriage. You drank way too much last night, and boy, are you regretting this career choice. That's the mindset. That's how you get into character, okay? You think, dear God, can a car hit me on my way to work today? Please. Even going into surgery today would be less painful than my life. That's really where you got to get into character. So I guess I'm also giving acting tips, so you're welcome, all right? The military uniform also has, it's made up of like a t-shirt that you wear along with a jacket is what I would call it. It's called a blouse, which is really emasculating, I might add, and it sucks. It has a collar on it that is almost always put up in TV shows. I'm mostly going to call the CW out on that one. And unless you're in body armor, it really shouldn't be up. I mean, I don't like having it up when I'm in body armor. It's just not comfortable. It's basically there to keep things that are even more uncomfortable from touching your neck. So there's scenarios where it's appropriate. Most of the time, you guys don't do it, CW. All of Mr. Jonathan CW, who's clearly listening. Get your life together, man. Unit patches. You have one where you deploy with on one shoulder, one that you're currently stationed with on the other. It's pretty easy to tell. One of them has an American flag over it that's in the charging position. You got United States Army over your heart because you love your country more than you love yourself. Hallelujah. God bless America. And you have your name over your lungs because you're breathtaking. I don't know. I think it's because for symmetry they put it on the other side. Rank matters. I mean, less early on in the private stage, you pretty much just suck. And then once you reach like E5, you either become like really cool or a total prick. So, it's sort of a diverging of paths there. Luckily, because, psychological pain is real, eventually you all just go out and you go see a movie together and it doesn't matter. You can't really hate other people in the military. You just, because, inevitably you may have to help save that person's life or they may have to save yours. So that's why racists never really made it in the military, I don't think. They're like, I don't like you, but then they save your life. You can't be like, I hate this man who I've become friends with and who has saved my life and who I will share a beer with. God bless America. Boy, do I have to quit the Klan? You do, pal. You do, Gunther. Quit the Klan, all right? Stay in school. I guess airborne school, because I just realized that in this analogy, this man is an adult in the military and he's not in preschool, so... Don't do drugs. You'll fail your urinalysis and get kicked out. Shout out to all the guys who failed the urinalysis and got kicked out. That was stupid. God. Again, the biggest things I noticed are basically in hair and makeup, which I didn't understand makeup until I was getting closer and closer to my wedding day, and I saw my now wife doing it so darn much. Wow, what a transformation people do. Her less so. I think she's beautiful all the time. Brownie points. But some people who are not my wife, my God, what a change. I'm just going to go ahead and, I was going to say hit the girls first. The topic of women in uniform as portrayed on TV, I'm not beating women for the record. You can't paint on your eyebrows in uniform. I'm sorry. If you're ugly, you're just like a man. You have to suck it up and just accept it. You don't look good anymore, all right? We've accepted that since, puberty hit. And God just shuffled the deck on what we look like. And, oh, my legs are long. Oh, my voice is changing. Now you're in that club. And it's, if the military taught me anything, it's the longer you're away from women, the more anyone looks beautiful. So it's not like you have any competition. You just might have to settle for someone else that's also in the military. And you know what? That's life. It's probably going to end in divorce anyway. So just suck it up. It's going to be a nice 2-year marriage. You get to live off base, just live in the little moments. Anyway, you can't wear makeup, you can't wear foundation, you can't do any highlighting, you can't put any type of concealer on. You have to just walk out with your face completely naked, and them's the rules, all right? So you shouldn't have eyeshadow and mascara on. Again, it's a minor thing. Women will notice it more, or people in the makeup industry. But now I'm keyed into it, and it's really annoying. Guys are much more obvious. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you have a mustache, you rarely get to have a mustache like that in the military. It's within certain regulations over the lip, within the lines of the lip. It basically looks like a sad caterpillar on your face. It doesn't look like a mustache. It's never going to be like the handlebar greatness that you hope for it to be. Hair on the chin really doesn't happen unless you have a shaving profile, which basically says that either you know someone who is like, yeah, I'll hook you up so you don't have to shave, or you have a condition on your skin where shaving is really, really bad for you and like messes up your face and could leave scarring permanently. I had an issue like that, but I'm white, so they were like, get over it. And I said, okay, and well, I still have like scarring on my face, so thanks. You can't have a facial hair. You can't have a mullet, for Christ's sake. There was a CW show called Valor where a guy straight up had like wavy, long rock star hair, and he was the main character. I was like, you're not even putting him in the background. This is the dude's the main focus. So that's annoying. Don't do that. Don't do it with long, wavy hair. Your hair is going to be like a medium fade or a high fade. You're going to have a certain amount of length on top you're allowed. It's not a whole lot. You do what you can. You can't gel it, by the way. You'd think you could. It shouldn't matter that much, but they don't let you put any type of hairstyling, gel, spray, pomade, none of that jazz. It's just your hair has to be as sad as you are deep down inside at the end of the day. Which, I mean, if you sweat, you're going to sweat no matter what. So, I mean, it's not long for this world regardless. Your hair is going to look like a mess when you get home. One last thing on berets. They rarely look good in uniform. On TV shows, even less so. You do have the unit crest up and that little shield up on top. You'll either look like a French artesian connoisseur, with your beret on, which, the French can't win a war on their own. Or wearing their hats. Anyway, berets, they suck. Krispy Kreme hats are better. It either looks like you're a chef or like you have a felt floppy set of genitals hanging over onto one ear. It's real bad. It's real dumb. I don't know what sociopath did that. I could look it up. I'm not gonna. It's not my job anymore. I don't have to care. But at the end of the day, if you're making a movie, a TV show, a YouTube short, if you're doing a costume design for a play, for all I care. Hell, if you're going for stolen valor, at least do it correctly. If you're going to artificially bump yourself up, do it correctly. AR 670-1. I remember it off the top of my head. I've been out of the military for like 4 or 5 years now. I still remember it. How about that? That's pretty neat. Look it up. I was going to suggest looking it up on Amazon, but I did the handy-dandy search here. It's a free PDF on a military website. Literally type in AR 670-1. It's what you can wear in a uniform. It's a free PDF online. It doesn't matter like how seriously you take it, as long as you do it slightly better. Right now, it looks like a kid's drawing of like a car or a dog. You're like, oh, it looks so good, but it looks like some gelatinous hellscape where like a meatball person has like a tail. It doesn't look like a dog. What's wrong with you? I get that you're a kid. Do better. You're an adult in charge of costumes for a TV show or major motion picture. What are they paying you for? Anyway, at the end of the day, my opinion doesn't matter. I was far from a Steve Rogers. I wasn't the toughest guy in my own unit or platoon. It's the equivalent of having Bill Paxton from Aliens not die and then go on to do a podcast. So I accept that because I like Bill Paxton, R.I.P., the only man to cinematically die to both an alien, a predator, and a Terminator. So that's pretty neat too. This has been an off-topic snippet where I talk a little bit more focused without my friends because I'm lonely and dead inside, and you listen. So thanks for doing that. If you liked this, cool. If you didn't, why are you listening all the way to the end? You're a masochist, and I respect that. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and if you don't have a great day, well, it's not my fault. So, I'll catch you around, unless I die shortly after this, in which case this is my last will and testament, and I say, I have gold hidden underneath the third oak tree at my childhood home. Find it, and it is yours.